Protea Hotel by Marriott in Entebbe. The numbers are just down there below. Now today we are going to be discussing the Bancassurance and community development, which is very fundamental. And on Saturday we saw on Sunday, in Gayaza, we saw some important event happening. Of course, they will. The guests I have here today will enlighten us on all what this is about and why really develop the community and what is the vigor or the urge to bring up this kind of development that is being spearheaded by the two gentlemen we are having here today. So it is a blessing that here with me is Mr. Mohammad Danish. Mohammad Danish. Very interesting. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning. Thank you for having me here.
Okay, and he is the CEO of Liberty Life Assurance, and also here is Mr. Samir. Yes.
Good morning, Luke, and thank you, listeners, for allowing us the opportunity to appear on TV this morning.
Okay, very interesting. So, Mr. Samir, Modan is your other name?
Samir Modan is my full name.
Okay.
I'm the Head of Sales, Distribution and Marketing for Insurance and Asset Management for Liberty and Stanbic Bank.
Okay, that's very interesting. So on Sunday, we had, is it a fundraiser? Well, you had an event that you well in Gayaza, and this is what we want to talk about. So I want to start with Mohammad here. Can you share with us the impact of the partnership you are having between Liberty Life Assurance, Stanbic Bank, and the Church of Uganda for community development?
Okay, all right. Before I go there, let me also introduce Liberty.
Okay, sure.
Liberty is the oldest insurer in the country, and it is the largest in terms of the corporate insurance space. We have very big clients, including Stanbic, Airtel, MTN, Crown Beverages, Qatar Airways. We are very much focused on customer experience, and our mission is to make a difference in people's lives. And we are a part of the Liberty Holdings and the Madhwani Group in Uganda, which is Liberty Holdings again is a part of the Standard Bank group overhaul. So drawing a synergy from what we have as a purpose, we see there is a clear alignment with what Church of Uganda does, and they are focused on many development activities and social activities in terms of having a holistic development of the community. And we saw that this alignment can lead to a strong partnership. So Stanbic Bank and Liberty, they came together along with the Church of Uganda. And on Sunday, we contributed 400 bags of cement to the redevelopment work of the St. Andrew's Archdeaconry, Church of Uganda.
Yep.
And through this initiative, we understand that we are not only supporting the physical infrastructure, but also the social and the spiritual fabric of the community. So Liberty and Stanbic, they are all committed to make the difference in people's lives and create a future where everyone can thrive in this community and beyond.
Very interesting. Mr. Samir, if you can also give us a heads up when it comes to that, and majorly, how does the Bancassurance support aim to what role does it play in supporting community development?
Luke, thank you so much for that. Let me also begin by positioning Stanbic Bank. Stanbic Bank has been in the Ugandan market for the last 35 years. And as Danish mentioned, it forms part of the Standard Bank Group, which is the largest bank on the continent. Thus giving us the strength and commitment. And with this year at Stanbic Bank, we always say, Africa is our home. We drive her growth. So that's very special and important to us, that how we get involved into community engagement and community development and put back into the communities that what we serve. So this started off around 18 months ago when we engaged the Kingdom Development Organ, which is a unit of the Church of Uganda, and this partnership started to develop, and it brought together the partnership of Stanbic and Liberty and the Church of Uganda. That way we start to look at community initiatives like this and how we actually put back into the communities.
Okay.
So before I move on, I should actually thank the Venerable Dunstan Kiwanuka from the Archdeaconry in Gayaza for really giving us the opportunity to be part of that project. And it's amazing to see that when we first started to engage, the foundation wasn't even laid. And now it's actually getting up to where even the gallery and everything's coming to place.
Okay.
So we look forward to seeing it and really developing the house of worship and to see the congregants benefit.
Okay.
But this is one part of the social development that we've been engaging.
So meaning there are more other projects you're undertaking?
There's some interesting projects that we're undertaking, Luke. The one part of it we've piloting now is a wellness platform for the Church of Uganda. So this is an app that we built for the church that we've piloting now with the Namirembe Diocese, as well as one parish in the Kampala Diocese. So this is the chance for us to actually build a community engagement platform. Most of our engagements now, we've actually gone the digital route to reach as much of the congregation as what we can, so that we can actually support the church in developing to give, gather, and grow in your faith.
Okay. And yes, maybe if you could chip in, how do you identify that we are going to support this and this group or this and this community?
Yeah, so Church of Uganda is a very, very prominent community in the African continent, I would say. And we see that the church is involved in areas of education and healthcare, and what we have noticed that typically where you have a church, you have an education institution, you have an hospital center. It aligns to what we believe as our area of focus, and that's why we thought that this is the right collaboration, where as I've mentioned that we are into the life insurance space, but we are also a very prominent and trustworthy player in the healthcare space. So typically if you would like to pick up these areas, that's where we want to collaborate and make an impact in the community.
Okay. Yeah. So very interesting. And speaking of the projects that you are undertaking, what drives your motivation, Mr. Samir?
In fact, that's the question that keeps us up at night and what keeps us going at this. It's really the passion to make a difference for every single Ugandan. And that's what pushes us and drives us to partner and deliver a lot more, especially the Church of Uganda, because as you know, you are the largest congregation on the continent.
Yes.
And this is the opportunity for us to reach as many people as what we can. And look, at banking, finance and insurance, it's not an easy business to be in, because I'm sure you didn't wake up this morning feeling, I feel like buying some insurance. So, and what we've tried to do this day is to enable ease of access to insurance and facilities like this for everybody, and at their own pace and convenience. So that's why the digital route we've taken will allow us to reach as many congregants as what we can over the time.
Okay.
So we're driven by passion, and we're driven in order to make a difference in this continent.
Okay. So what is the future plans? What future plans, initiatives are you trying to embark on?
Let me give you a context. It's part of a very large objective, and when you look at Uganda is a country which is amongst the fastest growing, which is close to what India is growing at around 6%. Uganda is poised to grow at around 7.5%. Even China is 4.7%. It has a strong fundamental in terms of macroeconomic factors, including the inflation, which is at 3.2%. The shilling is relatively stable, and it is the fastest growing economies of one of the fastest growing economies. But also it is one of the youngest population in the world. More than 50% population is youngest. And then also on the mobility side, on the mobile network, it is more than 80%.
Okay.
So it typically gives an indication that this is an economy which has a large potential when it comes to the overall development and growth of not only the economy but also the society. And there are typical challenges like the wealth distribution is uneven, the access to healthcare, the access to financial literacy, access to insurance, which comes as a very effective tool in terms of when you face an unfortunate event and people are not prepared. It could be a very high financial burden on the communities. So keeping this in mind, we are determined to make an impact collaborating with the Church of Uganda in these spaces where we ensure that what Samir was mentioning about the wellness platform, it gives you a holistic framework, right from your spiritual, in terms of Bible reading, in terms of sermons, to the financial awareness, where you have a module where you can be financially aware, and most of us are not aware in terms of financial planning. But also on the wellness side, on the healthcare side, you can access such products like insurance and banking. So we're trying to bring all this, the entire ecosystem at one place. Digitally is what we are focusing right now, because we know that this can make a large impact. But again, physically we are committed to collaborate with the church and get onto all these spaces and make sure that the financial security and the healthcare is democratized when it comes to the Ugandan market.
Okay.
So that's the kind of drive which is pushing us, and we are. I think we just started with the contribution that we made on Sunday, but going forward, again, there are plans to collaborate on the financial elements, to collaborate on the health space elements. So that's all coming together. Yeah.
Okay. And when you talk of awareness, apart from reaching out to now, like on Sunday, apart from reaching out and delivering this contribution you made, are there any other awarenesses you're doing physically to the people you interact with?
Yes. So while Samir can add to that, but we are very actively involved in the church activities. We have been visiting. I mean, right now when we speak, we are running some kind of POC with 7 dioceses.
It's 2 dioceses,
9 parishes. So we have started the journey. So we are visiting the churches, we are meeting the congregants, and we are taking that effort to not only make sure that the wellness platform is accessible, but also talking to them and understanding what are their pain points, what are their requirements, and then trying to align with them.
Okay.
But with a very consolidated effort in terms of physical and online, we are trying to embark on this journey.
Okay. And maybe Samir, you can add on that. What other services are you offering to the people apart from the contributions that you're giving?
So look, it's an important part of it there, and Danish mentioned financial literacy. And it's something that we take it for granted in the financial services industry, but more it's how do we put out the knowledge and information down to the communities.
Okay.
So when we say financial literacy, this normally confuses people a lot. So I get the question that what is financial literacy?
Oh, yes.
And I thought about it long and hard, and when we started to put this program together, and I'll talk a bit more about the program, we've started to, how do we simplify the insurance and the banking jargon that what we speak into ways that the communities can actually benefit from it. So what we first started to do, let me answer the question, what is financial literacy first? It's understanding what finances is, and it's not really on that tertiary level today. It's simple finances. For example, like what is a budget? How do you set a budget? How do you maintain a budget on a monthly basis? Then it goes into understanding on how economics works. What is inflation? We talk about inflation, we tell our children about inflation, but do we really know what it is and how it affects us? Further to that day is that we use words like compound interest. What does that mean? How do you start growing your money by using compound interest. And we break it down into simple modules like that. Then an important part of it there was even choosing a bank account. And now if you think about it now, why do you choose a bank account? And look, when I asked myself that question, why I chose Stanbic Bank, it was because my mom had banked with Stanbic Bank and she validated Stanbic Bank. I'm not sure whether I've taken the right check account or savings account, or do I understand what the bank account is. So part of financial literacy, we started to build the understanding and the model or the module to take you through why do you choose a bank account, what types of bank accounts there are there. Then one of the big factor is, with my friend Danish here, it lies with insurance, understanding insurance, because insurance, it's like a grudge purchase. As I said, we don't wake up this morning wanting to buy insurance, but it was more like a grudge purchase. Maybe I'll give Danish a chance to unpack insurance a bit more, because you know what, it's not as easy as what it's saying today. So Danish, I'll pause there.
Yeah, thank you, Samir. So basically, insurance is an instrument where a pool of people contribute a small amount of premium or money, and then you would see that a few of them would face an unfortunate event. Now this unfortunate event can be death or demise. It can be facing a critical illness, like the way we are living our lifestyle. We can face these critical illnesses like heart attack, kidney failure. It can be loss of your limbs, your eyesight. It can be a disability, and in case there is such an unfortunate event, insurance comes into play, right? It is not practically possible for someone to have that kind of cover, placed with yourself. And even if you place with yourself, you have your aspirations, your milestones that you want to drive. But insurance comes in very, very handy, and it's an effective instrument where in case your breadwinner of the family, he passes away, the insurance companies pays the sum assured or the amount, which can go to an extent of 100 times of what you had paid earlier.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
It can go to an extent of 100 times.
It's the power of pooling.
So we're talking about real protection. And of course, it is practically not possible for us to, reserve or provision for that. And that's why insurance is a very effective tool when it comes to your risk management. And even if you talk about savings, for example, we have launched recently a very prominent product which is called Kuza Plan. What we're trying to solve is bring that protection and the saving element, because again we understand that one part is okay in case there is an unfortunate event and you pass away or you get disabled, but also you have your aspirations, your milestones. You want education for your children to be in a better school or better college. You want maybe plan a travel destination. You want to travel to some country. You are planning for wedding in let's say 5 to 10 years from now for your children or for yourself also, because wedding cost is again exorbitant. So when you have these milestones in sight, you can start saving, and insurance comes very handy. And you must leave it with the experts. You take financial advice from your friends, from your relatives, but those are not experts. So you must let that be taken care by the insurance and investment experts. And that's why the role of insurance is highly critical, but yet very scored in today's times.
Very interesting. And what is the response from the community? These people you're reaching out to give this kind of information. How are they responding? How are they receiving this information?
Look, firstly, it's very heartwarming, the welcome of the congregants and community for both Liberty and Stanbic into the community. Literally, we feel part of the community. We engage with them one-on-one. We actually get privileged to be seated in the front of the parishes and everything. So it's really very warm. On the financial literacy side, we haven't even pushed it that much, and people have engaged with it on its own. So people are actually reaching out to find out from it. They're registering it on the program. They're starting to learn, and they're starting to take their journey to financial freedom. So with that, I actually want to go back to financial literacy, right? So financial literacy, that part of it there is that this is available for the Church of Uganda. We've built the platform called the Church of Uganda app, and we've plugged in financial literacy into there. But besides that, there is a financial literacy program called the Financial Fitness Academy, proudly hosted by Stanbic Bank. And it is with privilege that for every congregant of the Church of Uganda, you're welcome to download the app at the Play Stores. It's available. It's free financial literacy. You register on the program, you go through the process, and you learn at your own leisure. So that's a great opportunity that the Church of Uganda can benefit from. So it's an open platform. I'm really encouraging everybody.
Open, free of charge.
Free of charge, at no cost and everything that they. As I mentioned, the app is called What Matters, if you don't want to use the Church of Uganda app, but the other one is What Matters, so please do download the app and begin your journey to financial freedom.
Okay.
So financial literacy, it's, for me, it's a Nelson Mandela thingy, and it's a legacy of changing the continent, where you'll recall where he said that if you want to change a continent, you change it with education. And this resonates very strongly with Stanbic Bank. And as this year, we were even hoping to make it part of the schooling curriculum. Because Luke, sometimes we start this at the age of where we think people need to understand. But if we start it off at the entry level in the schools, it puts the footing for the time that when you are graduated, then you understand finances and you work a lot better with it.
Okay.
So that's my ambition around that we also build a financial literacy program into the school curriculum.
Okay. Very, very interesting there. By the way, one of the things that are challenging currently is the aspect of the young people to get out of schools and then they start grappling with financial literacy. So what are some of the challenges you've encountered while spreading this great information?
So what I indicated earlier is that there is a gap in understanding. There is a gap in wealth distribution, and while we are taught these basic elements of maths and English and science, the financial planning, which is again one of the most critical element which drives your living, is missing from the curriculum, and it is all the more important that right from the beginning you are given that kind of a direction and awareness. And that's why I think it is important that even the government should start thinking on those lines, that on a national level, can we create a curriculum or a course content that can fit into the regular studies that people do. But also I would urge the communities to avail what Matters app, access the app, access Church of Uganda app, and start learning this, but also make it a behavior within the family. That, for example, if you are spending something, can you think and say, okay, let me save 10% of it first, put it into some piggy bank or whatever, and start that. Those small habits will reap larger benefits in the long term. But that's a very basic concept. What we're trying to say is that it is important that for us to be financially prepared and ensure that we are financially secure and have that kind of peace of mind, it is important that that kind of foundation is developed right from the start. And a program like this, Financial Fitness Academy with Stanbic Bank, and along with Liberty, we are ensuring that all sections of the society is being catered to, not only physically, because we do physical programs also, but also we are trying to democratize this through the apps that we are talking about.
Okay. Yeah. I like to speak so much for the youth, and one of the things we suffer from is the aspect of saving. Do we have a simplified way of sending out message about saving in this plan you have?
Yes, absolutely. Because how we engage our youth is different now, because they are very tech savvy and they operate on their own platforms, and it's how we plug into that. Okay. I must say it was quite interesting engaging with the youth through the wellness platform, where the commodity of Wi-Fi attracts them back into the church. Okay. So I've seen a lot of youngsters coming back, as well as joining the media crew in the churches to help host the developments, the social activities, the fundraising and all activities through the wellness platform. That's engaging them a lot more to understand that they can contribute to the community just by engaging with platforms that have been built, but empowering them to upload content, to actually review and to I've seen such amazing videos and stuff like that. So from the youth side of it there, we are privileged to see the youth coming back into it, engaging with us. And also when we speak to savings side of it there, there's a lot of them are now starting to understand insurance. And it goes back to financial literacy, because majority of the individuals that have engaged with us on financial literacy on the What Matters app has been the youth.
Okay.
So, which I'm encouraging that all spectrums of the congregation start to engage with it. But more it's been the youth wanting to learn better. But we built it in a way that it's kind of gamified. So it's not like a one-off thing where you log into it and you read something and it's done. But it's a journey. It's understanding this, and it rewards you to get to the next, to the next.
And now, specifically here, we're talking about the church and majorly the Church of Uganda. Are we looking at the people you're talking to, majorly now, like if we take a instance to Gayaza's Deaconry, is it like you're giving them information to spread, or it is just theirs to consume?
Look, that's the most important part, because you asked Danish the question around what have we learned from this, and a big part of it there is adoption and change management, to get people to change the way of how they interact with the church, but more on a digital nature. That means here's the platform, how do we get you to engage in it there? How do you listen to the Archbishop's messaging down, the Archdeacon's sermons? How do you stream from other countries? Like, a lot of the youth have actually left Uganda, working in other countries, but still belong to that parish.
Oh, yes.
So now here's the opportunity for us to actually allow them to be part of the community without being in the community right now. So the platform really empowers them to really even do donations and tithing from anywhere in the world. So we've built that into the app, that even contributions can come from anywhere of the world.
Okay. So that is the digitalization bit of it.
That's correct.
Okay. And is it being embraced? How is the feedback from this platform?
Yeah, so we mentioned that we are running a pilot on this one, and we have been very closely monitoring, but not only monitoring. What is important is that how do you enable? And Samir mentioned about the Wi-Fi. So it starts from creating that kind of physical, facilities. So we have installed the Wi-Fi's in the church. People can go and access the free Wi-Fi. They have the app which is there. We also have champions, the Kiddo champions, Church of Uganda champions, which we are placing in these churches, so that you can start conversations in local languages. You can understand people very closely and what are their problems and issues. So we seeing there was a very encouraging result early on, and it seems that we have been successful in our pilot, and this now gives us more encouragement that this can be done. While this community is so big and huge, it can be done. We can go to we can do similar exercises with other churches, but also when all of us come together, you will see the bigger impact. Liberty, Stanbic, Church, we are very thankful to the church in terms of the cooperation, and even Kiddo, that we are collaborating on those elements. It's a very well directed and I would say potentially successful area that we are getting into. And we see that this is not a short term thing. You cannot create impact overnight. It takes time, it takes effort, and we are committed to that. And that's why I feel that this is just the beginning of a very long journey that we are embarking, and we'll also be measuring the impact as we go across. But I also urge people and the community to come together proactively and be a part of this movement, and ensure that they are financially literate and financially secure, and they are prepared for the worst, because you never know. what happens?
Yes, sure.
So through these elements and also in terms of the financial solutions, like having a bank account or investing in the right space, I think we are bringing that kind of expertise all together, and that would enable the community to go to the next level.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Thank you. Danish here and Samir are taking us through bancassurance and community development, very, very fundamental, specifically for you down there. And hi, by the way. Anyway, we're going in for a very short break and return with this discussion.
Issues at hand, powered by
Protea Hotel by Marriott Entebbe. Comfort and luxury at its best.
This is Church of Uganda Family TV, enriching lives. This is Church of Uganda Family TV, enriching lives. Issues at hand, powered by
Protea Hotel by Marriott Entebbe. Comfort and luxury at its best.
Comfort and luxury at its best. That is Protea Hotel by Marriott in Entebbe. The hotel gearing us up for this discussion, important discussion. The numbers are down there below. please do contact them for any service. You can book for any service you'd want from a hotel. They have very, very interesting services, specifically the meals. You do not want to miss them. Now, today we are discussing about bancassurance and community development. And here with me, I have Mr. Mohammad Danish, the CEO of Liberty Life Assurance, and also we have Samir, who is from Stanbic Bank, and we are having an important discussion. Now, since we are talking, we've I think exhausted the savings and the financial literacy. So I think it is important for us now to delve into insurance, insurance covers. What are the benefits of insurance?
Okay. I think I have touched upon briefly, but let me also pick up the larger picture, and I think it is important that we understand the larger space. And while we spoke that the economy is flourishing, making good strides, we're getting investment in oil and gas, you're getting rebound in tourism. It is but a little slow when it comes to insurance and its penetration. You see, countries like Kenya, they have around 3% insurance penetration.
Okay.
Tanzania is even equally around 2% or so. But when it comes to insurance in Uganda, the penetration is below 1%. It's 0.86%.
Wow.
Yeah. So which means that insurance as an instrument or insurance as a thought process is missing. Yeah. But the regulator has, taken a lot of effort over the years now, and the insurance industry has been growing over the years. We are, around 8 life insurers and many, non-life insurers and broking community. They all come together and see how do we ensure that the awareness is there. And there are some challenges which we also see. For example, when we were launching our KUZA plan, which I mentioned is a combination of protection and saving, we did a small survey, informal survey, to understand what are the challenges when it comes to insurance take-up. And things like, in terms of, there could be hassle in getting the medical examination done, medical test for insurance. Things like you cannot, cancel your policy, So this actually creates some kind of detriment or obstacle in people's approach towards insurance, because they think their money is now blocked, and in case there is a financial difficulty, how do you access that money? So we tried to solve these problems, and we tried to come up with this KUZA plan, which is available in Stanbic branches in our branch offices, where we are charging. There is no surrender charges. So if you cancel, if you surrender the policy, there is no charge there. You can withdraw your money, but we want you to remain invested. Yeah, because you come with a certain objective of saving and investment. You have a milestone and aspiration in view. So we want you to be invested for, let's say, 3 years. And after that, if you require something, you can pull the money, or you can let it run for a tenure of 10 years. I'm just taking an example of a product. But what we're trying to say is that it's come to insurance. It covers all these financial needs, right from the savings to the protection. And when it comes to protection, I already spoke, death and taxes are the truth of the life, right? People talk about taxes, they don't want to talk about death. But we will face death, and we see this in our relatives, community, that happens. But once there is a void, then who comes to that, to the support? Again, the community can come to the support, but to what extent, right? So when you go for insurance, when you pay that little premium, you are securing your future, that in case I'm not there, my family is protected, and they get a money of, let's say, 100 times. It depends on the insurance plan, but then that protection is insured to them. So again, you can meet an accident, unfortunate event. You can meet an accident, you can lose your eyesight, you can have these critical illnesses like heart attack and kidney failure. Then where do you get those money from and the funding from? It's where the insurance comes into play. And I think it is one of the basic necessity of life. While we ignore it, we go for food, water, shelter and everything, but I think this is one of the basic necessity. Everyone should go for an insurance so that they protect themselves and they protect their families, you know, and gain that peace of mind that even if I am not around or if something happens, there is some institution or somebody who is going to support me in terms of difficulties.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think you're seeing the importance of insurance, you, the viewer out there. So, Samir, I want to ask a question. We have seen the penetration level here in Uganda is very low. What could be the challenge? Are we scared to go in for insurance? What do you think is the challenge? What is stopping people from embracing insurance here in Uganda?
That's a very interesting question, Luke, you know, because it's twofold. Firstly, it's a cultural nuance that needs to change. Like, for example, insurance is seen as taboo, like it's wished upon calamity. So that's something that will change over the time will come, and it's not quick, and it's an East African culture spread over from Kenya into Uganda, and that will take some time to come along. And this year, the only way to really better that is financial literacy. So I know I'm beating that drum as much as I can today, but financial literacy is the way to actually change lives, like to understand, to get understanding of how insurance works. Because then if you don't understand how it works and the reward it can put back into your financial journey, then you'll be missing out on an opportunity. There's a lot of countries that have moved quite strongly on the financial advice side of it, and that I wish for Uganda is to get as many people financially savvy as possible that they can make better informed decisions.
Okay, are there strategies of sensitizing or creating awareness to people about embracing insurance?
Yeah, I think at a larger level, the regulator takes a lot of steps. IRA, Insurance Regulatory Authority of Uganda, they go on for these awareness camps, insurance awareness camps, and there is a lot of sensitization, you know, in terms of when you go on the social media, and we all are on TikToks and you know Instagram and Facebook. So I think we need to the paradigms are shifting. When earlier we used to think that okay, we can go all physical. But then now people are, most of the time, they spend on their mobile, on the screens. So what is also important is that we choose the right medium. And that's why, you know, Liberty and Stanbic, they are also very deliberate to be, you know, prominent on these mediums. And we are engaging with people and we're trying to create those messages all along. But I think also what is important is the technology. And how do you, when you say you want to democratize financial security, what are the steps? I think technology would play a very vital role. For example, we have recently launched a sunset plan on Airtel. So you can just go to Airtel Mobile Money, an app, and just press those few numbers and hashtags and all. And then ultimately you can buy an insurance within a matter of few clicks. And this is the kind of you know, convenience and accessibility which is required. You know, people are on their mobiles, and I mentioned, you know, more than 80% Ugandans have a mobile phone, the basic phone at least, right? So then, if you can enable that kind of ecosystem and facilities where people can even, you know, buy insurance online in just a few clicks, that's what will create impact in the long term. And what we are talking here is very, very small, you know, sum of premium. I mean, for example, you know, we are talking about, let's say 22,000 shillings, and you get a cover of 2 to 3 million. So that's what I was talking about, you know, 100 times, 150 times. So this is something which we just, you know, spend on a cup of coffee, right?
Yes, sure.
So I think that's also important, is that we touch upon and we try to gain that mindset that think, you know, long term. And think about future, think about the protection, and there it is where insurance comes into play, and the entire ecosystem needs to come together. And I think bank is also a very important channel or medium, because you know the bank branches are across the country, right? And a bank like Stanbic, which is the largest bank in Uganda, and we are very privileged to partner with Stanbic. You know, Liberty is privileged to partner. We can reach out to even the remotest corner of the country. And that's why, bancassurance plays a prominent role, where you can even buy insurance in your bank branch. So when you visit your bank branch, you must see the agent there, you must see, the bank representatives and ask for an insurance.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think it's going to be a combination of physical and digital. But going forward, I see there is a lot of trend shift towards digital. And there where we find the people are moving along, and with the advent of these technologies and artificial intelligence and all, you'll see a lot of shift happening in this space.
Okay.
So that's why we are also focusing on that. And when we came with a app like this, we had done a lot of study and research, and we come to the conclusion that this can be something which can create larger impact while we communicate and collaborate even at the ground level. So it has to be a combination of all these elements.
Okay.
Yeah.
And maybe before I go back to Samir, I want you to help me adjust. Maybe tell us how someone who has stuck their mind to maybe thinking that if I go for insurance, I'm saving for negativity. If it is a car insurance, I'm saving for calamity, just like Samir was noting.
Yeah.
How can someone twist their minds from such thinking?
Yeah, I think they must refer to the real life examples. They must read the newspapers and see news.
Okay.
You will see, these events are real, right?
Yes, sure, they happen.
People meet accidents, the car is squashed, and the house is on fire, right? But you cannot ignore these elements. This is the truth of life, and you must also imagine. I know this is something which is a taboo, which what Samir was mentioning, but it is a reality. So you must understand that reality and be prepared for the reality. Don't. You want to jump from the helicopter, but you need to have the parachute. Right? So insurance acts like that parachute, So you prepare for the worst, right? And it's important that you understand that insurance with a very small contribution can help you extensively whenever there is, somebody is passing away in the family, even for the community thing. When I say that, for the funeral, when somebody passes away, the community comes along, donates money. If you think that you start, contributing to insurance premium, insurance can play that role, right?
Okay.
And then community can contribute to other elements, which are more important, right? So I think it's about that mindset, and to acknowledge that reality, that this is something which may or might not happen, but at some point of time we must be prepared for this. It's important that we start changing the mindset and contribute that small premium in the insurance for your saving needs and for your protection. Protection is very important. When we talk about insurance, we must talk about protection. That's what it means. And that's where you get that cover in terms of any unfortunate event. And we have good covers in the country. You can reach out to the agents, you can reach out to the bank branches and avail insurance.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Very interesting there. So
can I perhaps add something to Danish's comments, please? The other side of what we do, we try to actually showcase how we have made a difference to people's lives. So there's a lot of testimonials, there's a lot of differences we've made in individuals' lives in Uganda. And I encourage you to even like the Stanbic Facebook page and the LinkedIn, as well as the Liberty Life and the Liberty General, the social media platforms. You'll be able to see people who have actually benefited from this. Children whose lives that we've changed. And that is what actually gets us up in the morning as well, to the difference made on the ground.
Okay. Very interesting.
So that's one way that we try to actually overcome that call for calamity.
I think also to add, the trust is also an important element.
Trust.
Yeah. Okay. It needs to be focused upon. It seems that when we were doing that survey, there was people do not trust insurance as much.
Oh.
Yeah. So I think that credibility needs to come along. We must honor the moment of truth, which is claims. As an insurance industry, we must empathize and see that we are there for the consumers, when they need us the most. And that's why when Samir says testimonials, for example, in Liberty, we have also posted these testimonials where people are very happy. They realize that this is something which really works and can be trusted upon. Yeah, for example, some few days back, we gave 100 million to the family of a farm grower, plantation grower, and he passed away, and he has a lot of debt. So we went there and we gave that claim of 100 million. The family was so happy, and you just imagine that plantation grower would not have ever, amassed that kind of a money. So it's important that the trust is built upon, and we are taking major strides in that. Liberty is known to be a very trustworthy claims, honoring company, and we pay huge claims, running in billions to our customers, and we can say that start, that kind of behavior where you start contributing to insurance. And I urge the community, the insurance community, to also move forward in this direction so that the trust can be built within the community.
Okay. Yeah, very interesting. Maybe I see time has started squeezing us. I would ask Samir to also expound more about the partnership between Church of Uganda and Stanbic Bank. But majorly, in the long run, what are we yet to see in regards to this partnership?
Thank you for that question. As I mentioned earlier, the partnership started with KIDO, the Kingdom Development Organ, which is a key part of the Church of Uganda, and this started around 18 months ago. We've only started to begin to see the fruit of this partnership, and KIDO aims to drive a lot more development by utilizing partners such as Stanbic, Liberty, in order to make accessible product services that the community can benefit from. But also the community development. How do we help build the Church of Uganda? How do we make it a presence? How do we get the Church of Uganda brand so strong that partnerships like this here allows us to reach across the entire province, should I say, but not just the province of the Church of Uganda. Okay. So it's a really strong partnership. And that I must really thank down to the KIDO board, which is the provincial secretariat, Mr. Balam, and provincial coordinator, Mr. Rogers, who has actually empowered the partnership between it. Okay. We look forward to much more development coming from it. As you can see, in 18 months, a lot has happened, and a lot has come to benefit the community. We're starting to see it realized now. And this is a journey, because we've got to get to 15 million congregants of the Church of Uganda. So, yes, we're behind you, in it with you, as we say at Liberty. Okay,
very interesting discussion here. Maybe as we wind up, please give us your parting shots or remarks.
Yeah, I would like to quote the Bible here, Luke chapter 6, verse 38. Give and it will be given to you. A good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over, will be put into your lap. For the measure you give will be the measure you get back. And I think we are aligned to this verse, and we are collaborating with the Church of Uganda for the greater good of it. Business and is something that you can do always, but we are driven through that purpose of creating meaningful impact, creating difference in people's life. And we are collaborating with the church in strengthening that social, spiritual, physical, and financial fabric of the community. So we mean long-term collaboration and partnership, and we look forward to bring that real difference, through different initiatives that we are committed to, and driving our CSR efforts in this direction. So I am thankful to the church, very grateful to the for us to be given the opportunity. We are privileged to partner, and we mean long-term, meaningful association.
Wow.
So thank you very much, Luke and Family TV, for having us here. It's been a pleasure talking to you and sharing thoughts. But I would also encourage the Family TV to host more programs like these, specifically on the financial and insurance awareness, because that will create, a real mindset shift in the community, and we will bring that kind of impact that we want to see.
Wow,
thank you.
That has surely been noted, and it will be, of course, taken up. And Samir, as we wind up, please give us your last remarks.
Look, thank you very much. Firstly, let me thank a few key individuals that have made this partnership real. Let me start with the Chief Executive of Stanbic Bank Uganda, Mr. Francis Karuhanga, our regional head of Bancassurance, Mr. Tich Makonese, and our head of Insurance and Asset Management for Africa regions, Mr. Dion de Klerk. Without these three individuals, this partnership wouldn't have started, and the commitment to the church would not be possible. So on behalf of Stanbic Bank, I thank them a lot. Then my appeal is to the community: please do engage with the Church of Uganda app, do engage with financial literacy, and start to make a difference in understanding finances, understanding insurance, and understanding financial literacy. I thank you very much, and I echo Danish's words to say we are privileged to partner with the Church of Uganda.
Oh, wow. And thank you so much. It has been such an interesting discussion. And the major highlights for me: financial literacy and insurance. Please take up those, then you will not regret in your future. I hope you have had a wonderful discussion. Please do engage us on the YouTube link that is there. Please do share the comments. We shall also, in case you need any assistance, please reach out to the Liberty Life Assurance and also Stanbic Bank for all what you would want to be answered. Well, I can't thank you enough for staying on to issues at hand. We have been powered by Protea Hotel by Marriott Entebbe, and my name is Luke Majumba Alinaitwe. I want to wish you a lovely day, but please go on for those insurances.
Issues at hand, powered by
Protea Hotel by Marriott Entebbe. Comfort and luxury